chicken, vegetables in a creamy sauce, wrapped in pastry. Chicken pot pie. Welcome back to the Crack Mug. That's what we're doing today, is a beautiful, thick chicken pot pie. It's one of my favorites, always has been. It's absolutely delicious. Something to make at the weekend when you're at home. This time of year, in the fall, it makes me think of just warm, comforting dishes. And this is certainly one of them. So, come on, let's get in that kitchen. Let's start off with 1 pound of chicken. I'm using breasts and I've cubed it, and this has been seasoned with pepper and salt. 2 garlic cloves crushed, half a teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, 1 tablespoon of fresh thyme leaves. If you're using dry, use 1 teaspoon, 5 tablespoons of flour, 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil, 1 tablespoon of butter, half a cup of celery chopped. Here I have 1 cup of potatoes, which I have cubed, and I've also chopped 1 cup of carrots, 1 cup of peas frozen. Here I have 4 ounces of mushroom, which I've sliced, and here I have 1 medium onion finely chopped. That's about 150 grams. Here I have 2 cups of chicken stock and 1/2 cup of heavy cream. And here I have 1/4 cup of chopped Italian parsley. That is everything we need to make our filling for a chicken pot pie. This morning I made my pie crust. You can use a store-bought one if you'd like. It is a double pie crust. I've had it in the refrigerator for a few hours there chilling. I'm going to put a link up top, a video on how to make this. Make your favorite pastry. It's entirely up to you. I'm using my trusty Dutch oven. All right, over medium-high heat, we're going to add 1 tablespoon of our oil. Once it's hot, let's add our chicken. Probably have to do this in a couple of batches. We just need to get a little color on it. We're not going to cook it fully at this stage. That took about 3 minutes. I just see it's got some color on it, and all the bottom of the pot here, which I love, has some fond. Once this is done, set it aside. Chicken's done, so we're going to add our final 2 tablespoons of oil to the same pot and 1 tablespoon of butter. That we're going to add our onions, the carrots, the potato, the celery, the mushrooms, the peas. I'm going to stir these to coat them. And we're looking at really the same process I went through when I made the cottage pie a few weeks ago. Lovely colors going on there. Medium heat. I'm going to stir this every couple of minutes, but we're going to let it simmer for 15 minutes until the vegetables begin to soften. As you see, there has been some shrinkage. I can see the edge of the vegetables getting a little soft. So now we're just going to add our garlic. Give that a stir. Only for about a minute or 2. You'll smell the garlic in a minute. All right, after 1 minute, let's add our salt and pepper. Give that a stir. We'll add our flour. And we're going to stir this for about 1.5 minutes. Not very long. It's going to soak up all the oil and butter in your pan. We want to cook out a little all the flour flavor. And you'll remember the bottom of this pan has lovely brown stuff on it, fond. We're going to have to get that off as well. By now, that's easy. Let's add our thyme and our Italian parsley. Quick stir. I can smell that thyme already. Still over medium heat. I'm going to add my chicken stock. I'm going to turn it up now to medium-high heat. And let's add our cream. Give it a stir. And now your job, while it's coming to a simmer, is to clean the side of the pot and get all the good stuff off the bottom as well. I always find a wooden spoon handy for this because I'm not scraping anything and I can get it off the bottom. Let's come back to a simmer. We're going to return our chicken to this pot. Stir it in. My goodness. I'm going to bring this down to a medium low. I want a very gentle simmer for 15 minutes. Then we'll come back. We'll check it for seasoning and for thickness. It has been 15 minutes. I have stirred it several times. It is thick, beautiful. I don't need to thin it out anymore, and I don't need to thicken it either. So this is perfect to go into our pie crust. I did turn the heat down to low. I'm going to turn this off now and set it aside and let it cool for a little bit. It doesn't matter if it's 10 minutes or a half an hour. It's perfectly fine. All right, let's have a taste of this and check our seasoning. Oh gosh, maybe just a 1/4 teaspoon of salt and a little black pepper. That's it. A little stir, clean the bottom, and let's get that into our pie crust. I have preheated my oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit. That is 220 Celsius. I'm in an awkward space here. Careful, don't burn yourself with that pot. So let's get our filling into the bottom pie crust, right into the edges. I was hoping I would have some over, but I don't. If I had some left over, I would have made a mini one. High peak it in there. Lovely. All right, let's get our top of our pie crust on. There's a natural little split right here where I had it folded. But that's okay. I'm going to work with that. All right, just going to cut off some of the excess here. I'm going to seal it with just a little water. Just brush around the lower layer, and that will help us get a nice seal. There we go. You can crimp it any way you want to. Now, I'm just going to roll the sides in, just a little, so I can see the edge of the plate. Chicken pot pies are notorious for leaking in your oven. We will bake this on a baking sheet or a cookie sheet. I can see my dough getting so soft there because the filling is hot. You can let the filling go completely cold in your refrigerator and then pop it in here and then use it the next day as needed. Perfect. I am going to just make a quick crimp here. Use some flour. That's better. Flour. I have little bits of leftover dough. So I'm just going to put it there where there's a crack. I've wet it with a little bit of water so it will stick. There. How about that? Lovely. So we're going to make a little hole in the center, about 1 centimeter. Don't know why I do this, but I always make a little chimney stack for the center of it. Make sure that hole is open. There. I could have decorated those squares, make it look like leaves. I did not. I'll give them a few slits. That makes you feel better. All right, we do want to make a few little extra slits on our pie. So that should do it. The only thing left to do is to give this a little brush with our egg wash, which is just beaten egg. Try not to get pools of egg all over it. Just going to clean up my edge here. Any too much egg wash, I don't like to do that on the side. Finally, somewhere if you have a little kosher salt, I have a little flake salt. I like to put a little bit just across the top. Not much, mind you. There. This is ready for the oven. I do like to put it onto a baking tray. Off to the oven for 35 minutes and it's golden brown and it is bubbling. Ooh-wee. And there we have it. This was in the oven for 35 minutes. I wanted a little bit more color on my crust, so I left it in there for 5 more minutes. That was 40 minutes total. The seal wasn't broken, nothing dripped out. It looks and smells incredible. We have to leave this sit here for about 15 to 20 minutes for it to cool, and then we'll have some. My favorite time. It smells incredible. Absolutely amazing. All right, I'm gonna dig in. Let me get into this pastry. That was a chunk of chicken and pea. The chicken is juicy, not tough. Wow, it is a perfect chicken pot pie. The flavors are incredible. The pie crust is just melt in your mouth, delicious butterness. It is a must make. It doesn't need any additional seasoning. I can taste the thyme. I can also taste the mushroom in the sauce, which is brilliant because I love it. Pardon me. Oh my goodness. This takes me back to my youth, particularly in London where they love to make pies. Pretty soon I'll make a steak and onion pasty. That's coming up. This is incredible and I really think you should try it. I think you'll love it. Oh, it is gorgeous. And I'm so glad I put a little bit of potato in there too. It literally is an entire meal wrapped in pastry. You can't go wrong with that. You could have this with a side salad or a vegetable for dinner if you'd like. Any way you want. Great for lunch also. But my goodness, it is yummy. All right then. Well, thanks a ton for joining me again today. It really means a lot, as does your support. So, until next time, bye.